Okay, huh? Okay, huh? What's going on, people? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Yeah, we got some things to talk about today, so turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off. Cut! All right. Forgive this background noise. I was watching the game again from last night, and we're definitely going to get into that game. But again, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns. This is Sports Plus Life. If you are a first-time listener, I definitely would encourage you to hit that subscription button and come holla at your boy. Come holla at your boy and give your opinions if you feel the need to. It is all good to me. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? It's a cloudy day, but it feels good outside here in Richmond, Virginia. Looks like it could rain. Well, actually, the weather is called for rain today and tomorrow, but it is Mother's Day Eve, and I would first like to wish all of the wonderful mothers out there a happy early Mother's Day, and I hope everybody treats you right. Hope you get something good to eat, because if the weather don't cooperate, you know, it is what it is, but that won't take away from the spirit of the day. So we got some things to get into on this Saturday, May 11th, 2019. We have predominantly NBA playoffs to talk about today. Boy, oh man, oh boy. Do I have some things to get off of my chest during the NBA playoff discussion? And we have some big-time games coming up. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So, yes, again, like I said, first topic of discussion will be the NBA playoffs. Now, I'm going to start from least to most important, just pretty much in the fans' eyes, because to the general fans' eyes. I'll start off first. There will be 2 Game 7s tomorrow on Mother's Day. The first Game 7 will be the Denver Nuggets versus the Portland Trailblazers. That will be at 3:30. And like I said, that's a series that nobody has really cared about, but it has been a damn good series. I thought that Denver would close out Portland in Game 6. It was looking that way, but then Damian Lillard said, nah, I think we'll go to Game 7. And that should be a great game. I'm still giving Denver the nod in the Mile High City. I think people are going to have to start paying attention to this Nuggets team as well as this Trailblazers team. It's been an outstanding series. Jokic is trying to solidify himself as the best big man in basketball, and he has a strong case really because of his availability. Honestly, I mean, Boogie Cousins is hurt. Joel Embiid, something stays wrong with him, and the Joker has been outstanding in these playoffs. He really is. I call him a new age Arvydas Sabonis really because of his frame, but dude can play. Jamal Murray can play. We all know Paul Millsap is a well-respected NBA veteran, former All-Star, and on the other side, you got Dame Dollar, C.J. McCollum, Rodney Hood, Enes Kanter, so it should be, I believe that's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. I think that's going to be an absolutely great game. And then the second Game 7 tomorrow evening will be between the Philadelphia 76ers. They will be playing in Toronto against the Raptors. This is another one that I think is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. I'm proud of the 76ers for the way that they stepped up because they were labeled as buried after Game 5. And what I've noticed in these NBA playoffs is how quick these people out here are so quick to write you off. I mean, it happens all the time. After Game 1 of the Celtics and the Bucks, everybody crucified the Bucks and how they weren't ready. After Game 1 of the Raptors and the 76ers, all the 76ers can't do this. All the 76ers can't do that. And then that reversed after Philly won 2 straight games, and they went up 2-1, and everybody was saying, same old Raptors. Even with Kawhi Leonard, this is the perfect reason for Kawhi to chuck the deuces up at the end of the year and just go ahead to L.A., probably for the Clippers. Damn sure ain't going to be the Lakers. And the same thing with the Golden State Houston series, which I'm about to get into in a minute here. Now, what happened in Game 6 with the Sixers, and I know I'm doing more in-depth information on the Sixers and the Raptors than I did on the Blazers and the Nuggets. Sorry. Kawhi Leonard for the Raptors, he had 29 points. They've defended him a lot better. Pascal Siakam had 21, and that was pretty much it. People have this expectation of Kyle Lowry that is really, to me, it's unrealistic. And I think it's just because of his contract, because he has a $100 million contract. Yes, Kyle Lowry is a multiple-time All-Star. Yes, Kyle Lowry has had some great games. But what we have to realize is this. You're getting about as good as you're going to get from Kyle Lowry. Now, he might surprise you and put up a 25, 30-point game in the playoffs, but Kyle Lowry is a career 14-point-a-game scorer. I mean, so they say, well, he needs Kawhi Leonard needs help, and he has to get it from Kyle Lowry. He's the other All-Star. Okay, granted, that is true, but this is what you're gonna get from Kyle Lowry. He's a good player. He's a very good player. Particularly a very good regular season player. No shade, but would you consider Kyle Lowry to be a future Hall of Famer? I think that's an up in the air question. Now, should the Raptors go on to win the championship and he play a very key role in it, you could possibly make that. You could make that argument. But do you consider him to be, that dude? I mean, I don't. Like I said, I consider him to be a very, very good player. Would I want him on the Lakers? Sure. I'd want anybody on the damn Lakers right now. But he had 13 points, and Philadelphia showed up. The best player for the 76ers in this series has been Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, who in the post-Kobe Bryant era, like I've said before, is one of my favorite players. Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. Because these guys get after you. They really, really do. And this notion that Jimmy Butler is bad for the locker room and he's not really a leader and he's not worth a max contract, you can have an argument as far as a max contract, but he has his value has gone way up from his performance as far as being a Philadelphia 76er. Jimmy Butler had 25 points. Ben Simmons had 21. I don't know what it is. Maybe everybody needs to trash Ben Simmons all the time. Because when Ben Simmons gets under heavy criticism and they start pretty much calling out his game, his lack of a jump shot, his being a liability on the offensive side, he tends to get pissed off and he has great games to follow. It happened after Jared Dudley called him out in the Brooklyn Nets series. And then Ben Simmons came out and dropped 31 on the Nets. He had 21. Embiid had 17 and Tobias Harris had 16. JJ Redick had 11. So Joel Embiid didn't look great, but he was formidable. And really I think that's all that he really needs to be in Game 7. He needs to be formidable. I really don't think that he needs to be dominant in this game because Jimmy Butler has carried the day. But everybody else, Ben Simmons has to show up. He has to show up for the Philadelphia 76ers. So that's a tough game to call. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, hey, I'm picking the upset. I'm going with the 76ers. Why not? And then the game last night. And the only reason why I did the other two games first is because, boy, I got some stuff to say about this one. Game 6 between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Last show, I told you that Kevin Durant got injured. It was confirmed he has a mild calf strain, which is should be a sigh of relief. But no question, he was going to be out for the rest of the series. And like I said, boy, how the tables have turned. Wow. Last year, it was Chris Paul in Game 5 who got hurt, missed Game 6 and 7 with the Rockets up 3-2. They lost both of those games, and the Warriors went on to win the championship. Everybody said, well, if CP3 hadn't have gotten hurt, if CP3 hadn't have got injured, then the Rockets would have beaten the Warriors, and they would have went on to win the championship. Blah, 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 blah. Well, this year, what happens? Game 5, Kevin Durant gets hurt with the Warriors up 3-2. And just like the Rockets had last year, they had the home court advantage. So this was the Rockets' chance. Now, to me, people were making such a big deal out of it. But I was more or less of like, okay, yes, the Rockets do have this is an important chance for them. But it's not like this is the Western Conference Finals. It's not like it's the NBA Finals. It's the second round of the playoffs. So if you put the Warriors out, you still have 2 other rounds to play. You can't let up. You have to push the pedal, further. But you know what? We'll never know, because the goddamn Rockets lost last night in Game 6.
No.
That really about sums it up. Houston had Game 6 on their floor and lost. Oh, man, they blew a 7-point fourth quarter lead. Steph Curry did not score at all in the first half because he had foul trouble. I mean, Steph Curry did not score a point. Not 1 point in the first half. And the game was still tied because, for one, Klay Thompson came out and did his thing. Anybody who thinks that Klay Thompson doesn't deserve a max contract, you are out of your damn mind. Klay showed up. Klay had 21 first half points. And everybody was like, oh, the Warriors are in trouble because of, their lack of depth. There's no bench, this, that, and the third. Excuse me. The Warriors bench showed up. They showed up. Key minutes, key plays. Kevon Looney, 14 points. Sean Livingston, 11 points. Jordan Bell, 4 points. They outplayed the Rockets bench. Austin Rivers had 9. Gerald Green had 6. But let's get back to Steph Curry. No points first half. Dropped 33 points in the second half. And in the final 5 minutes of the game, when the game was on the table, the Houston Rockets scored 16 points. Steph Curry scored 16 points in that same time span by himself. Think about that. Of course, this was the most vulnerable Golden State team, and, this was really seen as a legacy game for James Harden and Chris Paul. James Harden scored 35 points on 11 for 25 shooting, but kind of withered away in the closing minutes. Chris Paul played absolutely great, and he had been struggling this series, but what can you say now? The tables were turned. Chris Paul was healthy. Your whole squad was healthy. You had Game 6 on your court. I at least thought, you couldn't even get it to Game 7. You couldn't even force a Game 7. You couldn't even take care of business on your home court with the Warriors missing the best player in basketball. No Kevin Durant, and you still lose. You still can't close the deal in your house. Ha, ha, ha. And now you're out.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
And you know what? Good riddance. You got what you deserve for acting like a bunch of crybaby bitches. Crybaby bitches. Wham, wham, wham. The analytics report. Like I said, analytics does not belong in sports, because you know what? The Warriors, I'm sorry to say this, Houston Rockets, are analytically better than you, even without Kevin Durant. And that's the thing that really gets me. People really forgot who the Warriors are. They are champions. They were champions before Kevin Durant got there.
Biatch.
Okay, so all of a sudden, the public has become so dependent on Kevin Durant that now they think the Warriors, you forgot who the hell Steph Curry is? You forgot who the hell Klay Thompson is? Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Andrew Bogut, Sean Livingston. This is a been there and done that group of players. Do you think they were really fazed by not having Kevin Durant? Everybody else was. They weren't, because they're champions. They have the heart of a champion. This is a great, great team. Now, I will say this, like I said the last show, if you get to the finals and you run into the Milwaukee Bucks, you damn better have Kevin Durant, because you won't win that. But I said they would still get to the final. Kevin Durant doesn't have to play the next round. Now, this Denver and Portland series, this is a great series. This is a damn great series to see who's going to lose to Golden State in the next round. With or without Kevin Durant. Steve Kerr said in the interview after the game, he should have been playing his bench more. They played fine. They played good. Steve Kerr just became dependent on a 6 to 7 man rotation. And by the way, you ain't got DeMarcus Cousins either. You know? This is who the Golden State Warriors are. Draymond Green is back to being Draymond Green. Steph Curry, fighting through injuries, is Steph Curry. Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson. Spot up jump shots, great defense. Andre Iguodala, tested finals MVP veteran, dropped 17 points last night. This is who they are. And for the Houston Rockets, oh well. You know, this happens. This has always happened in the history of the NBA. You know, if you're a truly great team, which the Rockets seem to think they are, then you have to overcome your adversaries. That's how the game's always worked. The Detroit Pistons had to overcome the Boston Celtics in the 80s before their title reign happened. The Chicago Bulls had to overcome the Detroit Pistons before the Bulls' reign came. That's how it goes. But you have the opposite with plenty of teams. You know, you have the opposite. The New York Knicks could not overcome the Chicago Bulls while Michael Jordan was in uniform. It happens. It really happens. The Sacramento Kings could not overcome the Los Angeles Lakers in the early 2000s with Shaq and Kobe. So sometimes you have teams that look great during the regular season, have that one foe, and for some reason, they just can't beat them. And you figure, yeah, this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. No, it's not. It's back to the same old, well, maybe next year. And I'm going to tell you, even if Kevin Durant leaves to go to New York, Golden State is still going to be the favorite to come out of the West. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to lock up Klay Thompson to a long-term deal. They'd be stupid if they didn't. You'll still have Steph. You'll still have Klay. You'll still have Draymond. Don't know if Iggy, you know, they may say Iggy could retire, but who knows? And I believe you'll get DeMarcus Cousins back next year as well. So Golden State is still going to be the favorite to come out of the West, even without Kevin Durant, should he choose to go east. So don't think for a second that if KD decides to go to New York, that all of a sudden Houston is going to be the favorite to come out of the West. Let me tell y'all something, and you can book it. There is not going to be a team to win an NBA title with James Harden as your number one. It ain't going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is not going to happen. Mike D'Antoni's system fits perfect for his ball-dominant offensive style, but it's not winning no title. If James Harden wants to get a ring, he better fall back to option number 2 or option number 3. And that might sound crazy for a guy who just averaged 36 points and won the MVP last year, but where's your hardware, biatch? Where's your rings at? You got none of them. And I feel bad for Chris Paul because I like Chris Paul. But with James Harden as your number one, you ain't winning no chip. Not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So Golden State now gets a break. They can try to heal up. I'm pretty sure they'll be watching Game 7 tomorrow between Denver and Portland. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that's going to be rooting for Portland, because Seth Curry, Steph's younger brother, is a part of the Portland Trail Blazers. That would be an interesting story in itself. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, those teams are playing very hard to lose to Golden State because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I've said it all year. But again, like I said, they'll need Kevin Durant if they run up against Milwaukee. And you might have him back. You might have DeMarcus Cousins back. And then, now we got something. Yesterday, now this is when you know things have gotten bad. Yesterday, the fans of the Los Angeles Lakers actually protested outside the Staples Center. Ain't that some shit? They protested because of the way that the franchise is being run. I mean, damn. I mean, I can't say that I blame them. The Lakers are a joke right now. They are. They are really a joke. I almost feel bad for LeBron James. For real. Almost. I mean, he's the drama king. Well, he got a boatload of it. He's got a boatload of it. I mean, the mayor of Los Angeles said that LA is a Clippers town now. So I have been alive now to see hell freeze over twice. The first time was when the Boston Red Sox finally won a World Series back in 2004. I never thought I would hear anybody who's a lifelong Los Angeles resident say that it's a Clipper town. I mean, damn. This is where it's come for the Lakers. Like I said, we've been in the dark ages, man. This is the dark ages for the Los Angeles Lakers and their fan base. So, but I'm going to be honest, they brought it on themselves. So what I'm doing, I mean, I don't look at the NBA the same way as I used to because the game has just gotten a bit too soft for me. But I will say I have enjoyed these playoffs without LeBron because even though I think it's going to be the same result, Golden State winning, but you're seeing what these other teams truly can do and you're witnessing the greatness of some other players. Like with the Milwaukee Bucks, what we're doing is witnessing the rise of a new power in the Eastern Conference that's going to be around for a while. Providing they stay healthy, this Milwaukee Bucks team ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. And they could very well win the championship this year and perhaps the start of a new dynasty. They're young. They can play. And the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's my dude. That is my dude because he plays the game the way I used to love watching players play the game when I was growing up. He's not on this all let's go out to eat, buddy, team up, have a super team bullshit. Nah. He's like, I'm a Milwaukee Buck. I'm riding with the guys that I got now. To hell with everybody else on the other 31 teams. This is my crew. I don't even like y'all on the other 31 teams. I front when it's an all-star game. I like that shit. I do. Because he has loyalty. Teams are going to try to come in and try to convince him, hey, Giannis, you can go to a major market and your star can really soar if you come to New York or if you come to L.A., if you go to Miami. And Giannis just strikes me as a guy's like, nah, I'm good because the Bucks are going to throw him a $250 million contract and he's going to stay right there. See, he ain't from America, so all of that shit don't mean nothing to him. He's getting endorsements already, just being in Milwaukee. So, yeah. I mean, this has been very, very, very good. Very good. I believe very good for the league. Now I will say this, though. And I won't rule anything out of the realm of possibility. The NBA could dread the possible NBA Finals matchup as far as ratings go. If the NBA Finals is the Denver Nuggets versus the Milwaukee Bucks, the NBA will want to figuratively shoot themselves in the head. They'll say all of the right things where you're getting to watch new stars, Giannis and Jokic. No, the NBA would be damn They are horrified. That's why I'm pretty sure they're glad that I'm pretty sure they are so glad that the Warriors won last night, because they would be horrified at the potential Denver Nuggets versus the Milwaukee Bucks, or the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Toronto Raptors, or the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm from a rating standpoint, I'm pretty sure they would like to see Milwaukee and Golden State, or Philadelphia and Golden State. Nobody else. Honestly. They could say, oh yeah, Kawhi and Toronto, they don't want to see the Raptors in the goddamn finals. You can book that. They don't want to see the Raptors in the finals. They don't want to see the Nuggets in the finals. Portland either. Even though Dame is box office, they don't want to see Portland in the damn finals. This ain't Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, and Jerome Kersey's Blazers. No. And Milwaukee, they're in the conference finals for the first time since 2001. And like I said, this team, NBA better get used to this. They better get used to this. So another short episode. NFL players, rookies reported to minicamp. You got a good look at Kyler Murray. You got a good look at Dwayne Haskins. My thing with football is I just, during this time of year, I just hope everybody stays healthy. So you get the best players when the season starts. Happy birthday to Cam Newton. He turns dirty 30 today. So Killer Cam is, I'm pretty sure he's turning up. He's going to turn up tonight. But with that said, wet a buzzer, wet a buzzer, wet a buzzer. All right, I don't have a life segment to talk about. No, you know what? I do want to address something. Forgive me. I want to address something in regards to Steph Curry's wife. Now, she was on a show. Steph Curry's wife was on a show saying how much, she realizes and that women throw themselves, at Steph Curry. And she doesn't understand why men don't throw themselves at her. Now, make no mistake about it. Steph Curry's wife is bad. She's a very, very beautiful woman. But you're a married woman with 3 kids. She said that she doesn't mind. She's not mad that men don't throw themselves at her. Then why the hell would you even mention it? You're a married woman with 3 kids and you feel some type of way because men aren't flocking and throwing themselves at your feet? Something wrong there. I'm not insinuating anything, but that's just like, really? Really? You have a problem with all of Steph's groupies, and I get it. I understand. But you have a problem because you don't have groupies? I don't know. That's just a little weird, and of course Steph, defended his wife's comments, being a good husband like he should. But I'm sure behind closed doors, I'm pretty sure he said something in the light of, you played yourself.
Biatch.
I understand some people have insecurities and things of that nature, but you're winning, period. I'll call back. You're winning. You're winning. Period. Your husband is one of the best basketball players in the world. You have a beautiful family. You have 3 wonderful kids. And you worried because men ain't throwing themselves at you the way women throw themselves at him? Come on, man. Get your priorities a little bit in more order than that. Stop worrying about you shouldn't be worried about what other niggas think about you in the first place. You're married. You're married with 3 kids. Stop worrying about how many likes you're getting on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. Stop worrying about if men are lusting over you. But as long as Steph ain't taking the bait for women lusting over him, you ain't. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. I mean, now, on one hand, I appreciate her honesty, but you could have kept that one to yourself, Ayesha Curry. You should have just kept that one to yourself. Or just, that be a conversation between you and your husband. But anyway, it's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. This has been another episode of Sports Plus Life. Another short episode. Not quite as short as last time, but definitely holler back at your boy. I'll get at you. Peace.